Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this special bulletin. How successful can a game be that gets essentially shadow dropped, even though it was the worst kept secret so far this year? A remaster, a remake, in the middle of the week with very little fanfare, very little announcement, very little reviews, trailers, and whatnot. How successful can a game like that actually be? And how much uproar can there possibly be? Because we're always going to have uproar. We're always going to have some controversy, regardless of whether or not you think it's valid or not. Vote with your wallets, play what you want, and, well, don't let anyone tell you otherwise, what you can and cannot play. But the discussion on this one is going to be a little fun one, because I have a few gripes, I have a few things to say. Some you will believe are valid, some you might look at me funny, and some I'll probably going to lose some subscribers over. But hey, I'm going to talk about what I like to talk about naturally, in case you hadn't figured it out. I'm talking about Oblivion, Elder Scrolls 4 Remaster. And, well, the very first thing that came out was the whole body type 1 and body type 2. And people are upset, of course, and they have every right to be, because they are the customer, the potential customer. They are the ones with the money. I always say, vote with your wallet. But, of course, you would naturally expect good old George Torch coming out. Remastered body type A, body type B, non-binary. I had non-binary in my profile, but it's become overused, almost a cliche of what it used to mean. A little fun little joke, but I don't know, much like starting your post off with gamers. Skill Up was using that long before anybody else. Why are you stealing it from Skill Up? But of course, George Torch coming in with this. And, well, a few things I want to talk about this whole Type 1 and Type 2. Are you surprised? It's Bethesda. Should we tolerate this? Is this an indication that the game is ideologically driven? Personally, I have my own opinions, but again, you form your own opinions for yourself. Coming out and looking at the Steam charts, because, well, the game is absolutely blowing up in the middle of the week on a Tuesday when most people are, at work. And, of course, the criticism against the good old George Torch and his friends and compatriots sharing and not buying and everything, and again, to each their own, trying to claim that if my posts and the posts of my friends and followers don't have any power, why do you come running and reply? Well, because people are making fun of you, George. They're pointing and laughing and moving on. They're playing the fun games. They're playing the not fun games. They are definitely voting with their wallets. You'll see in a moment. But the idea to say that Oblivion Remaster is already flattened on launch day, take a look at this number right here. Peak, 24-hour peak of 156,000. Well, did I mention this game came out in the middle of the week, in the middle of the day, on a Tuesday? The numbers don't lie. Let's go ahead and refresh this sucker in real time. 133,000 people playing right now. Wednesday, middle of the day, as of this recording. It had a 24-hour peak yesterday of 182,000. This game is on Steam. It is also on Game Pass. And yet here we are sitting with an almost 20-year-old game, a 20-year-old remaster. I do firmly believe that people are voting with their wallet on this one. 182,000? What on earth are the weekend numbers going to be like? But that's not the only thing. We can point and laugh at each other, because that's what we do, the discussions we have when it comes to video games, and whether or not these particular choices of body type 1 and type 2, it's not the first game, it won't be the last. My issue with stuff like this is always, how does it affect the game? Is the game still fun? Does it still hold, in this case being a remaster, a remake, does the game still hold up? Played it for a few hours last night, and I will continue to play it. And, well, I benefit from not playing the original. I've seen a few posts online that people are jealous of those that did not play the original Oblivion. I am in the camp of did not play it. Why did I not play it in 2006? Because I was playing MMOs, World of Warcraft, EverQuest, Ultima Online. That's all I was playing at the time. I think I went too far back on that one. World of Warcraft only. So, again, for me, I'm anti-stupid. I'm anti-trash video games. I'm anti-ideology over story. I've always been quite clear on that one, yet people get surprised when I talk about this stuff. 182,000. Did I mention the game was on a Tuesday? But it just keeps on going. And the main crux of this whole thing, people are talking about, what are the responses? I'm not buying this game, or just wait for mods. I don't have an argument against you on that one. If you do not like the body type 1 and 2, then don't wait for mods. You should not get mods because you'd still have to buy the game. And you're still giving your money to the studio that put the body type in there. But naturally, you definitely can't go to Nexus Mods because, oh, lo and behold, shocker among shockers. Nexus Mods banned the mod because, of course, they did. We all know about Nexus Mods, the embarrassment, the hypocrisy-driven website. And yes, it is a private website, to each their own. And they have the right to do whatever they want to. But when you sit there and you allow mods on your website that pretty much make anything and everything naked in the game, add blood, take away blood, and, well, change the skin tone of Geralt in the game, but heaven forbid it goes the other way. They refuse. They're, I guess, the side of the aisle that they're on. Everyone knows it, so this is definitely not coming as a shock to you. And not just one mod, not just 2 mods, but I believe there's a third one that they came out. So far, 3. We got male and female representation deleted. Standard body type deleted. Proper sexes deleted because, absolutely, heaven forbid, they just allow players to decide for themselves. They're going to make the decisions for you, Nexus Mods. They are better than you. You do not know how to make those decisions for yourself. However, in case you hadn't found out, Nexus Mods is not the only one. Now, unfortunately, this is DEG Mods. No, they're not a sponsor, but bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, if you still choose to dislike the body type 1 and 2, that is your choice. If you decide to continue, if you decide to purchase the game, you're not sending a message to anyone. You truly aren't. But if you do so and you don't want to see the Type 1 and Type 2, you can find other ways to download these mods. Again, as I always say, vote with your wallet. Don't let anyone dictate what you can and cannot play. Now, the final little point to bring up, I find, is a much greater hill to die on. Because, well, I wonder if this is just a matter of we just stopped reading the end-user license agreements a long time ago. So, are they going to sneak this kind of stuff in here? Because apparently, Oblivion, the end-user license agreement, says no, you cannot mod their game. Right over here, I know you can't see it, but in whole or in part, modify, adapt, translate, reverse engineer, attempt to derive source code from, modify, blah, 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 blah. They are putting an anti-cheat, oh yeah, that's the other thing right at the top, anti-cheat tools in a single-player game. ZeniMax, what the hell are you doing? This is like putting early access in a single-player game with skins and quests behind a paywall. Ubisoft's looking at you. Yes, this is stuff not hidden behind a paywall, but still, scummy, nonsensical BS. Is this just copy-pasted from one game to another? Is this something new? It wouldn't surprise me if it's just copy-pasted from one to another, but why on earth are you implementing any sort of anti-cheat code into a single-player video game? This is nonsense. Will this affect the sales of the game? I'm gonna go out on a limb. Where is it over here? Right here. Gonna go out on a limb and say, no. I've seen a few other comments. The only reason this is succeeding on this level is because it is Oblivion. Maybe that means people have fond memories of Oblivion. Maybe, I don't know, Oblivion was one of those make it fun first games. Cyberpunk 2077 did this, and yes, regardless of the absolute shit show dumpster fire of release that was, the game was fun for a lot of people. And ever since they, well, went through the process of fixing it and Phantom Liberty came out, you have more and more and more people playing Cyberpunk 2077 and not giving a rat's ass about the body types in the game. It's been there since day one, although I think they tried to criticize it before the game came out. But again, they made it fun first. Well, what else has been out there? How about Elden Ring? No one's going to come and attack Elden Ring. They're not going to attack From Software for the body type and body type 1 and 2. So why do we pick and choose? Well, I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it. You might be surprised at what your customers will tolerate, what a gamer will tolerate as far as ideologically driven choices, especially when it comes to simple text on the screen, whether it's pronouns, body type, or strong female character. If you make a compelling story, a fun game, and an interesting gameplay loop, focus on those things first. And that's a problem that we've been having as of late. And that's why we get all these knee-jerk reactions. And yes, I will call them knee-jerk reactions to body type 1 and 2. We've had trash, drivel, garbage entertainment shoved down our throat over and over and over again that unfortunately the industry itself has created responses like this. So while I will like to point and laugh and make fun of George Torch, even though he blocked me, little coward, and Grums as well, the industry has no one to blame but themselves, because this is what they've done. This is the knee-jerk reaction that will happen anytime you see body type 1, body type 2, or all of a sudden not realizing that we've had female developers across the industry for decades and decades giving us fantastic games. But as of late, we get trash upon trash upon trash coming out, whether it's video games, comic books, TV shows, and movies. It's the advertisement. It's the marketing. When you have developers, when you have directors, when you have actors and actresses coming out and deriding the critics and potential customers and viewers over and over again because, well, they have an opinion, you end up with George Torch, you end up with Grums, you end up with John Della Rose, John F. Trent, and Fandom Pulse, jumping to the worst case scenarios. And, well, like I said, who's to blame? Is it the industry? Is it the customers? I personally think it's the industry itself, because this is what they've conditioned us to see. This is what they've conditioned us to do. But I will end it at this. Form your own opinion. Take a look at the reviews. Wait for reviews. Vote with your wallet and let your voice be heard. So, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Leave a like, leave a dislike, and do all those nifty little wonderful things us YouTubers beg you to do. Hit that subscribe button, because I think I might rub some people the wrong way. But hey, what else is new? Hope to see you on the next one. Have a good one.